what happens in your eyes if we do something like a border adjustment tax?
You know what the border adjustment tax really is? It's a bad idea looking for a place to happen. That's a fact. It could kill jobs, jobs, jobs. And this administration, we thought that was going to build jobs, jobs, jobs. It's a bad idea for us. And the reason it's a bad idea for us is 98% of what we do in our industry is imported. That's not our fault. That horse left the barn years ago. And if you're going to tax imports, you're going to hurt us severely. And remember, this isn't, something that happens at the border. It happens a long time later when you're sitting with your accountant and you find out you can no longer deduct your cost of goods sold. So they're going to help us, a big help. They're going to drop the tax from 35% to 20%. That's a help, right? Except you're going to tax more. You're going to tax our cost of goods sold. So what's going to happen? Our tax rate will actually quadruple. And you know what? Our taxes will be higher than our profits. You know what that means for a retailer? Not a good thing. You're either going to go bust or you got to raise your prices. If you raise your prices, your sales go down, and it trickles all the way down. And what do you lose? Jobs, jobs, jobs. Not a good thing.
So it's a pretty compelling argument, and I know that you've made your case to those in Washington. What's been their response so far when you lay out what's at stake?
It's been a mixed response. I think on the Senate side we've gained a lot of ground. They don't seem to like it. They want to come up with their own plan. On the House side, Washington's all about who has the power. And Speaker Ryan is passionate about this. Tax is his thing. And I mean, you listen to him, it's like an evangelical speaker when he talks about tax. He's passionate, he's a believer. The problem is we just don't agree with him on this portion of it. We like the Better Way plan, we like the idea of lowering taxes, but border adjustment is just a non-starter. It's just not good. And he says, this is tax policy, not trade policy. And I say, I'm sorry, 98% is imported, therefore it's trade policy.
Clearly you don't like border adjustment tax. What's a real alternative then you can offer that you can give something to our House Republicans to say, okay, here's another possibility?
Well, look, we're in it to help them. We want them to find, quote, a real better way. This is not a better way. They're coming up with all sorts of things. Congressman Brady, who's chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee the other day, said VAT tax with modifications. Then we've heard VAT tax, carbon tax. Just remember, any tax that you put on the consumer is going to raise prices, and that's going to crush retail. A tax is a tax. You can't say let's lower the overall corporate taxes and then take it out on the consumer. You're just taking from your right pocket and putting it in your left pocket. You're not helping. And you know what? And I want to answer your question and give them a better idea. We're happy to sit down and talk with them. We're happy to make more in America, but we're not happy to be taxed to pay for it.
When you talk about jobs getting killed because of this, what jobs specifically? Where? What kind of companies?
All down the supply chain. It'll start with the retailer, and they're going to raise their prices. Then the suppliers are going to get hurt. The little guys. I was talking with two of our members today, right here in New York City. They are really worried, and they are suppliers to this retail.
So these companies, these big companies like Walmart, the Targets, these type of companies have pushed back against this. Walmart's going to suddenly have to make major layoffs if there's a border adjustment tax?
You bet. How can you do this? How can you do this? How can you pay such high taxes that will be higher than your profits? You have no choice. You raise your prices, you cut your expenses. Somebody's going to get laid off. There's no way to avoid it. This doesn't work, period.